We're lucky to have such a beautiful little community that's so walkable. We're seeing more and more art dress up our town with our poles and our murals. It's something that brings everybody together and everybody enjoys, children to 100-year-olds. Alpine just sort of crept into my soul. I now would not live anywhere else on the planet. It's magic. It really is. It speaks to your soul. Hi, my name is Liz Sibley. We're in beautiful downtown Alpine, Texas on historic Murphy Street. And I've been invited to take you on a little artistic tour of our little art garden here. This is the first art installation that I did. My husband took little metal poles like that, made them into lovely poles for me, did all the infrastructure work. And I started with these desert plant with animals, mosaic poles. So these use giant broken tile, like the tile you'd use in a bathroom, and then of course some other smaller mosaic interfaces. This one has buzzards and a little family of quail with ocotillo. This is a century plant with a rabbit and owl, and this is a prickly pear with birds.
I love it. When you just have a community that's tight-knit and everybody knows everybody, everybody's family.
Right.
Like what's the experience like from an artistic perspective?
Carrie Blackman did a really good job getting our community sort of painted up with murals by Style Reed. And I've lived here for 40 years and I've seen a huge evolution artistically in our community. I think just with people's sort of nod to valuing art as far as increasing our quality of life here. Not only are we blessed with, over 100 artists in the Big Bend who create and sell through the Big Bend Gallery of Artists across the street, but now we're seeing more and more art dress up our town with our poles and our murals. And I think it makes for a much more enjoyable experience outdoors. Obviously, we have glorious sunrises and incredible sunsets, and the sky out here is probably one of the most magical things of living out here. Absolutely. And our dark sky ordinance is huge. It's a really,
another world.
It's a big thing. So we're lucky to have such a beautiful little community that's so walkable, and literally around every corner these days you find murals on buildings, or as you were saying, little smiley faces on, tucked away on little dumpsters here and there, things that make you smile internally and feel good about being in the community.
With all the pressures and like the onion layers that the outside world kind of lays on people, it's nice to be able to come out literally in your backyard and just breathe a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And realize that we're all together.
Yeah.
And that we're all one. And that's really what the art speaks to.
I agree, 100%. Our Alpine Alley art scene that we're going to walk by a little later today was born from that same desire to bring the community together about 10 years ago when we were pretty divided politically. Religion also plays into that, socioeconomic, all of that. Art is a way to not even think about that. I mean, the theme of Alpine Alley art is loosely desert themed, so you can't touch on those divisive themes, and it has worked out beautifully. People want to support it financially and artistically because it's something that brings everybody together and everybody enjoys, children to 100-year-olds. So anyhow, that has been a driving force, a motivating factor in our wanting to dress up our buildings. My husband jokingly says, well, we're going to have to buy some more buildings, Liz, because we have run out of walls. But I don't think that's going to happen. So we put this original mural on here, Style Reed, who's responsible for so many beautiful murals in town.
He really is, yeah. He's a character out of a fairy tale novel or some kind of mythological kind of book. He's one that they write about in the Old West.
He is incredibly prolific as an artist.
His,
and this was done in 2015, so just over 10 years ago. And he just had a kind of a bit of a dry spell. He was out here and had about a month on his hands. Yeah. And so we employed him to come over here. And this is a Sibley male mural. This is my father-in-law, Dr. Sibley, my brother-in-law, deceased brother-in-law, Jake, who was a deputy sheriff out here, my husband Hiram with his dog Merlin,
Hey.
and then it had my son Chris, who you know, walking in. My daughter saw the mural and said, that is the most sexist thing I've ever seen, with 3 generations of men. So Style came and painted me and daughter Rachel on horseback.
right.
And then last summer, my sister painted my one grandchild. So we... So that this is the old ranch headquarters in the Glass Mountains, and so we did a vanity piece on our wall because it bespeaks ranch ownership out here and the beautiful mountains and gorgeous skies, of course. This was just completed, gosh, not even 3 months ago by Monty Welt. This is all done with spray paint. Not one.
All spray paint?
It's all spray paint. Not one brush was used. Monty is amazingly talented, as you can see.
Unbelievable, yeah.
This is one of my husband's favorite views from a vantage point in the Glass Mountains also, so it sort of ties in with that, and it's magical. Both he and Carrie On kind of use this technique, which I call velvet painting technique. Do you remember the Mexican paintings on the black velvet that are so fluorescent? Well, Monty kind of veers. It looks almost like it's painted on velvet. It's got
really
a beautiful furry
and the
kind of.
texture really helps out a lot.
Absolutely. Then about the time I was doing the pillars, we commissioned Carrie On, who's our supreme velvet art painter, to do this. This was 2019.
2019.
So Carrie did this. This is pays homage to my father-in-law, Dr. Sibley, who has a giant shaman grave marker in the Glass Mountains. So we used that because we wanted to do some Texas shaman art here. And he did another shaman here on this car hood. And that is Hiram's mom, who was renowned for wearing her hair in a chignon with a buzzard feather in it. And she always used to say she was the president of, founder, and only member of the International Buzzard Society, a very exclusive group.
Wow.
So, but that was her signature thing. So Carrie just hilariously put her face up there because he knew her quite well from the Austin days.
Sure.
She moved in the symphony scene. He moved in sort of the underground music and art scene.
Yeah.
But he admired her greatly.
That's all of us after the drugs kick in a little bit.
or maybe a few morning coffees. I don't know.
Morning coffees. Well, how do they make this really pop?
Because
it really comes out at you.
Carrie is famous for his.
Subtle.
He is absolutely not afraid of color whatsoever. He did this pole, this leaning pole, and the same thing in the Alpine Alley Art. His painted pole over there. It's just almost electrified with the colors. So
that looks like a Tom piece right down there.
This is a Tom Curry. This was just completed last September of 2025. This is Tom Curry with one of his iconic pieces with the surveillance balloon between Martha and Van Horn, with the cowboy lassoing it. It's just so comedic and so wonderful. And this again is Carrie. With he did some eyes here to pay homage to our obsession with eyes. And his is more Day of the Dead oriented. And then this again is Monty up top, who did the other mural over there.
Wow, and, just stacking the talent.
Well, these poles were just put in about 6 months ago, and they just lend themselves. They're such good, massive, beautiful, relative to, this kind of fun. We had just finished painting this when they put these poles in, and we were just holding our breath. Are they going to chop down the old ones? And they assured us they were leaving them. So,
good.
Yeah. So anyhow, that leads us to the I Love Mosaics wall.
I Love Mosaics wall. This is and we got to see the opening, the ceremony, the opening dedication. That was great to be a part of. Yeah. There's a lot of people. Everybody had a smile on their face.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just amazing how just expression through medium brings people together out here.
It absolutely does. Yeah. So many people had hands on this wall because, our goal was 200 mosaic eyes made by community members. Yeah. And we ended up with 408.
408.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah. That's unbelievable.
We literally ran out of space on the wall. Thank goodness, because I have a very hard time saying, no, you may not create a mosaic eye with me, you know?
Well, I mean, it takes so much time, effort, and a lot of small victories
Oh, absolutely.
to make this big victory right
Absolutely,
here. Right?
absolutely. Morning.
Hey, hello.
Yeah, I can honestly say, with the exception of maybe one person, every single person who walked into my studio to create an eye walked in with a little trepidation, because they're like, this is unknown territory, mosaic eyes, what the heck, where do you start? I'm not going to be very good at this. And every single person left, literally, I took pictures of everybody with their eyes, and they were so proud of themselves and so happy and joyous. It was just, it really gave me such an incredible gift of just really joy from seeing people succeed in an area that made them just a little bit nervous to dive off into. This one's pretty funny. This was by Tom Mangrum, and he came in very reluctantly to do an eye with his wife and kids and grandkids. And I said, Tommy, just sit down and, you know, do whatever inspires you. Just create an eye.
So he did.
He literally did his eye. Yeah, so funny, so funny.
Tommy.
And then these, of course, we've talked about bringing the Montessori kids out here and having them identify their eye. But these are all the Alpine Montessori School kiddos who did wonderful, wonderful eyes, teachers and students. I love to see kids come walking down the street here and then they run over to look for their eyes. It brings me a lot of joy, and I imagine that will continue for quite a while. So a lot of people feel like a little bit of their soul is vested in this wall, and in a way it is. You know, just a little bit of their mojo is involved in that. There's lots of you know, people's personalities stuck into this wall. So it brings me great joy. Of course, the color of it too. Mm-hmm. These are little glow-in-the-dark tiles. So at night, after being exposed to the sun, they subtly sort of pulsate. So fun.
All natural.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it has given me a lot of joy, and I think everybody that laid hands on this wall in one way or the other feels really positive about it. Mm. And you know, that's psychic income. That's, you know, that's as good as it gets.
Talk to me a little bit about the majesty of the desert itself.
Well, I skipped the whole majesty thing when I first moved out here 40 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I was raised in England and the Virgin Islands and South Africa, and I came out here with my husband-to-be and looked at the desert and went, it's so brown and beige and dry. And the mountains, yes, they spoke to me marginally, but I was so freaked out about being out here so far from civilization. Yeah. And of course, in those days, there was no cell phone, internet, UPS, you know, none of those luxuries and conveniences that we have become so used to. So it was more of a gradual thing for me. And, you know, we got married, we had babies, and started the Montessori school, and Alpine just sort of crept into my soul. I now would not live anywhere else on the planet. I love this place. I go to Austin a lot, but when I come back to Alpine and I see the mountains as you leave Fort Stockton, just the Cass Mountains and over in the, you know, the Davis Mountains as you come in, I just feel like I'm breathing air again. Just, you know, it's like deep meditative breathing, but it just happens naturally. It's so calming because you know your everything. Your pace slows down immeasurably. You see beautiful skies. The sky smells so clean and the air is so lovely. It's magic. It really is. It speaks to your soul. Do you want to zip over and have a quick look at Tom Curry's sculpture garden? Because it's pretty remarkable too.
Yeah, this is totally Tom. Wow.
This is Tom Curry. He and his lovely wife, Susan, live here in that beautiful domed home that he built from scratch.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He lives in the home.
It's incredible. Yeah.
That is incredible.
He's worth interviewing because he's just so incredibly creative.
I've had a nice long discussion with him. He's definitely worth interviewing.
He is. This is Don Quixote, and he just recently polished him up because he was looking a little little worse for the wear, but
That's gorgeous.
isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
And he just finished this bird, gosh, in the last couple of months. And these are Tom Mangram's
Oh,
deer antlers, and this is
Nice.
wonderful. Most of the time, about 9 months out of the year, this fountain is going, and the sound of the water is just absolutely
yeah.
glorious.
That's gorgeous.
So he's constantly adding to all of his incredible sculptures here. So it's a real privilege to be his neighbor and,
Yeah.
you know, just be able to participate in part of this too and see it grow and evolve.
I love that architecture. He just made that himself.
He did a barrel vault.
Wow, the manifestation of art
Oh, he is
into the abode.
so creative.
And these two are great. I love
Yeah,
these two.
and the little
Guitarra.
bird over there, he and Hiram built together, and the nose is Hiram's Top Gun from when he was a little boy, when he was 12.
Yeah.
You know, those little cats.
Oh, yeah, well,
yeah.
nice.
So that's what they installed in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it is really fun. Back in the day, Alpine was known as Murphyville. Hence, Murphy Street was kind of the drag, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Everybody was down here. And on weekends, people would gather socially. And this was basically the social epicenter of the community. And then, of course, the train came and the white man cometh and industry develops, and some of these sort of artificial divisions in the community grew up. Those have been beaten back considerably, yet the historic charm of Murphy Street remains. And I'm really invested with a lot of people in preserving the history and also embellishing it with as much colorful art as we can to make it community friendly and tourist friendly. And so we've been endeavoring over the last decade to do just that. It has been remarkable. We've actually had absolutely no hiccups in you know, kind of putting lipstick on the town with beautiful art. Across the board, 100%. People have just been like, oh, it's so fantastic, you know, really, really enjoy it. But getting back to, you know, community and family, that's another wonderful aspect of small towns like this. And I see a lot of young families like your family, Derek, that move out here because they want to raise their kids in quiet, you know, kind of close-knit towns where their kids can ride bikes and you don't have to worry about them getting kidnapped or, you know, this, that, and the other. It's a pretty safe, as towns go, this is about as safe as it gets for raising kids. And you do get to see what other people's kids are up to. You know, they're out at the baseball field, maybe smoking a cigarette.
So,
you know,
little
it's
Johnny.
very hard to get away with anything because
it
it's
is.
such a small town, which is delightful. I'm really proud of the street and what people have done to resurrect it and sort of revitalize it. Lots of people have invested lots of incredible energy and expertise in various ways to restore beautiful buildings. Just driving around on the south side, you know, people's cute little yards and lovely gates, and you know, there's so many great stories to tell.
I love seeing those. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
It just brings it home. Well, do you want to go through the
Let's head
alley?
over. Yeah, let's go. Let's head over there. So this is my studio.
Wow, this is cool.
I'm working on this Valentine
This
art.
really pops out at you. This is like a mad scientist experimenting,
Isn't it fun?
creating a new form of sentience, you know?
Oh, I love coming in here. When I come in here, it's like going into Baskin and Robbins and, you know, choosing the ice cream that
There's
you
so
want
many
to.
flavors.
Oh, there is so much going on. And I've got quite a few projects that I'm, you know, start and then I kind of get sick of doing them. But this was Chris's housewarming gift when he bought a house in Austin. But
Jackalope?
it's a jackalope. He really firmly believed in jackalopes when he was a child. So Hiram cut the ears off the deer, and I made this rabbit's head, which I'm going to mosaic, and I've done the ears.
That's awesome.
So yeah. So
it's
anyhow,
wow.
so I've got 2 of these going, but this is obviously going to take quite a lot of work. But he asks me every couple of years.
Is
"Hey,
that, what is that? Is that canvas, like type of paper mache? Or?
It's actually one of those forms with the 3D printing.
Oh,
I
really?
3D printed out a rabbit's head,
Cool.
and then I put it together,
Yeah.
and then started filling it out with paper mache, and then of course, you know, filled out the
Neat.
ears. Found some eyes online. But it's remarkable, the 3D printing, what you can do
yeah.
artistically. It's just wild. I mean, this
Yeah.
I could not have done on my own without the help of a 3D printer. So there's all kinds of
I
really cool
love the
tools out
fact
there.
that there's no bounds to art. Like, there's no boundary.
It's
If you can
amazing.
think it, make it.
Yep. I mean, I can barely draw, really.
Right,
I am not gifted. Art was never valued in my upbringing. It was more like, school and athletics and work hard and all of that. But when I married Hiram 40 years ago, his family's all about art. And it was like I was given artistic license to kind of explore that. And then once my kids had gone on to school and I didn't have that responsibility, I literally had the freedom to jump off into mosaics in a massive way.
Nice.
And I am so grateful for that. It's the greatest gift. So, it is.
What kind of healing does that do to your mind? Like, what goes through, like, I'm sure it decreases anxiety, but if you were, a physician, prescribing art to someone, like, what would you tell them? Here are the side effects.
I've been mosaicing with a girlfriend here for a couple of days, doing those birds. And the first day we came in at 11, we left at 5. And she said, "Oh my gosh, I'm starving." And I said, "Me too." And we had like fruit for breakfast, but we didn't eat all day. We didn't even think about it.
Right.
You get so absorbed in what you're doing. We had a cup of coffee each, and that was it. No lunch, no snacks, no cookies, no crackers. It is so incredibly absorbing. In mosaics, we joke it's crack therapy.
Yeah.
Because it so is.
You're literally cracking.
It is so completely absorbing and so inspiring. I just become completely absorbed with it. I can spend days in here, literally. I think one of the things that drew me to mosaics is you do not have to be a classically trained artist to indulge in it. Mosaics, by their nature, are very forgiving because whatever you put grout into, I don't care how junky it looks to begin with, the grout magically makes it beautiful. That's why you can do beginner classes with stepping stones, and people are like, "Oh, this is so crude." It's not crude, it's beautiful once you grout it. And they walk away going, "Oh, look what I made." It is, mosaics probably lend themselves more easily to the creative process because you don't have to be a really good artist, in my mind, to do it. There are techniques that you can learn, just like you learn carpentry or anything else. Sure. You learn techniques that help you go to different levels with it. But I'm a stick figure drawer, but I can do mosaics, and I get so much joy and satisfaction from them, and they actually look pretty darn good, So,
and collectively, when you bring them all together and you do, it is a mosaic.
Look at this. Like, nobody on that wall had mosaic experience, and you look at them when you gather them, stitch them together into this blanket of beauty. There's not one that isn't just, you can't salivate over. Okay, does anybody want to take a break? I make a mean cup of coffee with whipped milk. Would you like a quick cup of coffee?
I'll take one black. I'm doing fasting.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to even tempt you then.
Oh, wow, that's a cool little device.
Yeah, these are $9 on Amazon, but they allow you to make a latte, which I'm really into.
Very cool.
Yeah, they're kind of fun, aren't they? So, anyhow.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your hospitality and
absolutely.
Just treating us like royalty.
There you go, sir.
It smells really good.
Okay, out we go.
And you just have the door to paradise right here.
I do. Isn't it great? I know. It's fantastic. So, this is called Alpine Alley Art, and this was born about 9 years ago, and Nancy Whitlock, that has the green building over there, and Carolyn Manger next door, and I kind of came up with the idea of putting art on our buildings because we all own a building on this alley. And we've all traveled quite a lot and gone into communities where people dress up their downtown by putting lipstick on it. That's just what they do. Yeah. So I asked Carolyn McCartney, who lives in Marfa, to do this dark skies mural. Yeah. And I embellished it with my mosaic art. And then Carolyn had Pauline Hernandez do that amazing mural that we'll see down there. And then Nancy embellished her home with some wonderful artwork too. So that was kind of the seed of how it was born. And most recently, I completed this prickly pear mosaic column about a year
I love
ago.
this. Yeah.
And it's
Wow.
got like, the butterfly and hummingbirds and little bumblebees and
So
prickly
you
pear.
start with a layer of grout, and then you place everything. What's the process of creating something? Because this looks
This I did,
so
the sky was
planned
just
out.
random, but what I did was I created, much like I did the birds inside, I made all of the elements, the hummingbirds, the butterfly, the little bumblebees inside, and I also did these big prickly pear paddles inside on the pool table with the big, made into a table. So all of these I numbered sequentially, like A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8.
Ah, gotcha.
And this is B1, B2. So I bring the paddles out and like install this one. So you put, thin set on the back, which is your glue.
Yeah.
You put your paddle on. This whole thing has been developed, and then press it in there and then clean all the crevices so you can come back and grout later.
Yeah.
So, and then I'd go get another prickly pear paddle and put it on. So basically all of these elements went in first. Then I came back and did the fruits. And then I placed all of the creatures. And then once all of those were in, then I just randomly had tons of different variations of blue tile cut up on tables out here. And I just randomly, did this. This thing is called andamento. It means flow in Italian.
Oh, yeah.
And it gives the mosaic movement. So this I did to add, we run out of walls basically to do murals. So I called West Texas Utilities to get, AEP and Martha first, and then WTU. And basically they said, we love your murals in the alley. Keep going. Keep
great.
painting dumpsters.
I love that.
You want to use our poles, just don't go beyond 10 feet. So,
Yeah, there you go.
okay, great.
And
All right.
you're like, all right.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah,
That's good.
they were delightful.
There's Tom Curry again.
He said, Liz, I can't do a mural. I was like, oh, Tom, you have to be in our alley. And he was like, I don't do outdoor art except for sculptures.
Yeah.
So Hiram Bill talked him into moving inside our studio for about 6 months. And these are great big panels, outdoor panels. It's like a concrete board.
Yeah.
And so he did this flat, painted it as if he was doing a regular drawing in the gallery.
okay. Yeah.
And it was delightful. Bill really got used to him coming every day. It was a nice little club. And then Hiram and Bill installed, with Tom's help too, installed the mural on the wall. It's called Cruising Big Ben. That's supposed to be Tom as a little boy with his mom and dad and his doggy out cruising Big Ben. Isn't it fun? He is so...
I remember those trips.
I know. It is so whimsical.
I love the rabbit, the cowboy on the rabbit.
No, he's definitely got a good sense of humor. And then Carry On, our favorite black velvet painter, we commissioned him to do this, and everybody, contributed over about a year.
This is fantastic.
And isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
this,
ever anyone needs a map, they can come by and take a picture and with them and selfies and all that stuff.
this is constantly photographed.
I'm sure.
Constantly, yeah.
Yeah.
This, and then also the Alpine by my back gallery door. People just like to have those markers for their Instagram posts and stuff. This is the Glass Mountains view of Twin Sisters. This is by Juliana Johnson, and she recently moved back to town with her beautiful little boy. He's about 9. And I think she's working at Rachel Waller's gallery on Fifth
Okay.
Floor. Yeah,
That's
so
nice.
she did that.
Yeah, you gotta love the Glass Mountains.
Oh, God, look at the colors. So here is Nancy Whitlock's. Her sisters are beekeepers, and she asked if she could have one of my bees from over there. So this started with a bee, and then she built this around the bee and just got really, so this is her first foray into mosaics, but of course she's an amazing artist. And so she was so excited about doing this, she said, I want to do a lizard. This was her second mosaic ever.
Wow.
This is what she knocked out.
Dang.
I'm just,
Already doing
I'm
good.
in-
Looking
I'm in
3D up here with the
the
way you can see it
the
movement.
eye. Yeah. I mean, she is just
It's unbelievable.
unbelievable. Yeah.
Natural
And-
talent, I
Yeah,
guess.
she's just phenomenal. And
is
so she did this gorgeous, Nancy is another one that's fearless with color. And look at the play of light on that sky.
And I love the hint of
Isn't
the
it
coyote
gorgeous? Oh, it's just
and the roadrunner
stunning.
and all those
Stunning.
hints around it.
Oh, It's
This is
amazing.
Chris, right?
This
Chris,
is Chris's lovely
Chris's
wife,
wife.
Ellen Rugia, and Chris. And
Ellen.
this is really a labor of love. They did a remarkable job with this.
Yeah, I bought one of their prints. I have it in my studio of this.
They do amazing work. It's just beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's real nice.
So what we asked artists to do was keep it apolitical, areligious,
Yeah,
and have
I love
loosely desert themed. So it gives there's a unifying theme, and it didn't invite any negativity. These are Big Bend artists. Everybody in the alley had to be a Big Bend artist, but that's, a vast stretch of land because we've got, Alpine, Fort Davis, Terlingua. And so anyhow, because we were running out of buildings, walls to put big murals on, we decided to do this postcard stamp size. And we invited all the local artists here to participate. And Chris did the buzzards, Chris Sibley. And these are a list of all the artists that are represented on the walls. And then this.
I love this one. This was one of my favorites.
Yeah, so this was one of the original murals. Carolyn had Pauline Hernandez do this. And Pauline had the brilliant idea of, she makes little clay javelinas that she sells. We have probably 50 of them at home. And so she did larger versions and cut them in half to 3D it. And then she invited her fellow clay artists in the community to do some of the cactus motifs. Wow. And each one is a very different style. You can tell that they were probably done by different artists. And I don't have my glasses on, but I'm not sure if they're giving credit here or not. But I think the addition of these different potting clay artists' work is really dramatic.
This is, whenever people come in, I tell them to walk down this alley.
Oh, absolutely.
Every time.
Absolutely. It's become one of the top 3 things to do, walking-wise, tourist-wise. I always tell people, come through Alpine Alley Art, because even if you're, not ambulatory and you are in a car, you can drive by and enjoy this. I mean, it's like driving through a little gallery, going to a mini outdoor museum. And that's the beauty of being out here is because we live in this amazing part of the world, our museums are outdoor as well as indoor, Yeah. And I think it gives people a really nice connection to just kind of the buzz of our community, what it is down these little secret alleys and down these funny little streets. There are bursts of color and, all these cool, talented people have come together to do, I didn't comment on Hiram's mattress. He used to drink kombucha out of these blue bottles.
Oh, kombucha?
And people come by and photograph this constantly. It's hilarious. I guess it's like Martha minimalist art or something.
Oh, sure, yeah. Wow.
And so it'll come alive in the spring. It'll be covered with greenery. And in the winter, it's, kind of dried up and brown. So it changes. It's
robust.
complete.
It
The vision of this changes nonstop.
Wow.
Dies back, comes back in the spring and the summer. Yeah, and then we have our angel, Nancy Whitlock, who has hand-built all of these rock planters and filled them with dirt and plants and maintains the entire alley gratuitously because she's that amazing human. So, we have little angels everywhere floating around, making our community lovely.
There's literally a treasure around every corner. Well, thank you so much. And honestly, it means the world to know that the art community's here, that people have a place that they don't have to be scared to come to. They can actually just come out here and we'll welcome them all with open arms, and they get to experience the love that we cherish and we express ourselves.
People are very friendly and welcoming out here. I tell people that all the time. And lots of people are sort of unofficial chambers of commerce. People are like, come, try it on, rent a place for a few months, enjoy the desert. This is the best climate I've ever lived in, and I've lived all over the friggin' world. But, and that's really the prime reason Hiram and I settled out here, is being able to do our own thing, being independent of big city stuff, but also because the climate's so dang nice. So yeah, we're blessed to live in this little community. Thank you for your time,
So
Conley
thank
and
you. I
Razor.
really
Appreciate it.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all take care. We'll see you later.
Bye.
But yeah.